Secretary of State Marco Rubio is headed to Italy today ahead of a sit-down with the Pope tomorrow. But the trip comes as President Trump renewed his feud with the Holy Father. Take a listen.
The Pope would rather talk about the fact that it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon, and I don't think that's very good. I think he's endangering a lot of Catholics and a lot of people.
NewsNation Washington correspondent Hannah Brandt is at the White House with the latest there. Hannah, Secretary Rubio says this trip isn't about cooling tensions between the White House and the Vatican. So what is it about?
Well, Markie, Secretary Rubio told reporters that this was a pre-planned trip. He says he and the Pope have a number of topics to discuss, but that growing rift between the Pope and the president is, of course, impossible to ignore, and it really creates a tense backdrop for Secretary Rubio's visit. As you said, he's set to meet with the Pope tomorrow. Now, this will be Secretary Rubio's third trip to Italy and the Vatican. But in recent weeks, President Trump has really sharply criticized the Pope. He says he's not a fan. He thinks the Pope is soft on crime. The pontiff, meanwhile, has called for an end to the U.S. war with Iran. And he said God doesn't listen to the prayers of those who wage war. So really a battle of words happening here. And during Tuesday's White House briefing, Secretary Rubio was asked directly about all of this, including about President Trump's recent comments about the Pope that you just played there and his stance on the conflict with Iran. Take a listen to how he responded.
I think what the president basically said is that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon because they would use it against places that have a lot of Catholics and Christians and others for that matter. He doesn't understand why anybody, leave aside the Pope, the president and I, for that matter, I think most people, I cannot understand why anyone would think that it's a good idea for Iran to ever have a nuclear weapon.
Now, on Tuesday, while speaking with reporters in Rome, the Pope pushed back on President Trump's latest comments. Here's what he said.
The church's mission is to preach the gospel, to preach peace. If anyone wishes to criticize me for proclaiming the gospel, let them do so with truth. The church has for years spoken out against all nuclear weapons, so there is no doubt about that.
In addition to talking about Iran with the Pope, Secretary Rubio says they also plan to discuss shared concerns about religious freedom around the world and how the U.S. can work with the church to give out humanitarian aid in places like Cuba. Markie?
All right, we'll follow his visits closely, not only with the Pope, but the Italian foreign minister and prime minister on Friday as well. Hannah Brandt at the White House, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.